welcome back. Today I'm gonna talk about three things. Two things is new features in SharePoint, and one thing is a tip from me to you in Teams. So the two things I'm gonna show you in SharePoint is the first one is the accessibility assistant in SharePoint, and the other one is the editorial web part card that has arrived. So I'm gonna show you what it is and how it works, and then the last thing, it's my tip to you from Teams. And this one I will keep it secret for you, so you need to see the whole video to see my tip. So the first thing I'm gonna tell you about is the new thing that has finally arrived in SharePoint, and it's the accessibility assistant that now is available for everyone. When you need to edit a page, that's a really good thing to use. Why is this so important? Well, Microsoft always strives to make their application accessible to everyone, regardless of what disability they have. And if you haven't heard it before, it's gonna come a new legal law that you need to think about how you edit pages, not only in SharePoint or Microsoft 365, it could be on other websites or other applications or apps, that you have to think about the accessibility. So how does this work? Once you edit the page, you will see this little icon here that if you click on that will give you recommendation what you should think about before you can publish this page. And what I mean with that is that it will show you some recommendations. Here, for example, it says that the text here on my web parts, it's a little bit difficult to read because the background does something with the text in front. So if I click here, it will show me that the web part is down here. So you see it's a dark background, and it could be difficult to read if you maybe have difficulty to see. So it will give you a lot of recommendations. So it's really good to use. Think about it. The other thing I'm gonna show you is the new thing that has arrived in SharePoint, and it's the editorial card web part. And it's a new feature in SharePoint that is designed to enhance content, presentation on pages, and news. Unlike automated web parts like news web part or events web part, this editorial card allows for manual customization, giving designers more control over how content is displayed. This web part showcases content in an engaging card format, which can capture viewers' attention. So this editorial card is perfect for scenarios where you need to tailor the presentation of content to specific needs. For example, you can use it to highlight announcement, future articles, or any other content that requires a unique layout. So how does this work? Well, you see I have already put this editorial card here, but I'm gonna show you how I did it. So let's see, I create new 2 columns there. And I click here on the plus button and I choose this card. Remember, I have this on Swedish, but the name in English is the editorial card. Well, I click here and I want to duplicate this one and I put the other one here. Yeah. And when I click here once, I can see layouts here, and I also see it here. So you can choose between 3 layouts. I click here, so I see it change the layout like this. I decide how I want it, and the text, how I want to have the text, you can click and test by yourself. And if I only want to have another background like white, or I can decide it by myself, and I change the picture if I want. And here on the link, I can click a link, insert a link. So I'm gonna show you really fast. I copy this one and I put this one here. And I will see read more. And if I don't want to have read more, I can decide to change here by the type and choose an icon. And then if you think the accessibility that I talked before, then I will understand that I need to click on this card, like in this arrow. So if I want to change the other layout, I can click on this one and I want to have it like that, for example. Yeah, you understand. You can choose the layouts how you want. But remember the thing I talked before, the accessibility. So the last thing I'm gonna show you, it's a tip from me to you. If you didn't know it, well, if you did, well, you don't need to see it then, but if you didn't, tip for me is that I like to work with files and I like to have a bigger view, like I don't have here directly from Teams. You know that you can open it in SharePoint and keep editing files from there. But one thing that you can do directly from Teams is that if you go to Files here on the top, you can click on this arrow once and then click View tab. View the whole tab here in the document library. So if I click once, I will get a bigger view from here. Like you see, the links on the side here disappeared. But if I want to go back to the view before, I just click on these two arrows and I will get back the same view that I had before. So it's a tip from me. I like to use it a lot because then I get a bigger view of files, columns, and everything. And that was all. Thank you for listening and have a good day.